going over now to Evans MENSAH, who's standing by. He's the head of the political desk here at Joy News. Now, Evans, we've heard, let's start with what the NPP has had to say about the choice of running mates for the NDC or for John Mahama. Is that all that the NPP, or we can expect that they're going to be saying a lot of these things? But looking at who the choice is there much that the NPP can bring against this ticket?
I mean, Israel, that is an important question. For an opposition political party, the key thing they will need to find is, can we find some skeletons in a cupboard? But because she's also been a minister before, you would want to look at, in terms of her leadership as a minister in charge of education, were there some missteps that you could use to attack her integrity and her competence, which really has, for the NDC, is the main reason why she was appointed. They have found one, which is the fact that she cancelled the teacher training allowances as the education minister, something that became a key political campaign promise for the NPP when they were in opposition. The then candidate Nana Addo used that quite forcefully in campaigning, and which again I've heard the NPP say at this particular press conference. In fact, I've heard also some of the NPP communicators go back to the Muntie 3 petition that some leading figures in the NDC petitioned John Mahama then as a president to pardon those three who were on the radio station alleged to have made some derogatory comments, including allegations that they had said they would rape at that time the female chief justice. I've heard the NPP communicators say, for example, that, yeah, I mean, you've appointed somebody who was defending individuals who allegedly had been accused of threatening to rape a fellow woman. I mean, so this is what politics is. They will start digging up on the skeletons in your cupboard. Some of these things I've just highlighted, they will find and use against her. The question is whether the electorate will buy into that. But she now is front and center, and she is fair game. The question is whether you can attack her, being a woman, as vigorously and as unforgiving as you would if she was a male candidate.
You see, and Evans, that's a question the other question I want to come back to. It has to do with all the political mud that's been thrown at her. Is that enough to stick and to stain the ticket? I doubt if Israel, I doubt if that will be enough. I mean, they will definitely have to try, but I doubt if that will be enough. I mean, it is a case of Jane Nana's record speaking for itself, but it's also up to Jane Nana herself to show us that what the allegations that have been leveled against her and her leadership qualities that will be challenged are nothing more than she herself against it. It will stick if she fails to fight back. I mean, in politics, you have to fight back. I mean, and for me, that would be a key thing to watch, whether she is ready to play this game and fight back and throw her own mud at people. But then they can argue, maybe they chose her because they want to be different in terms of the fact that this is not your typical politician, and so she will not be throwing the mud. She will be giving us an alternative to the career politicians we have. Some may say that may be her appeal also, which is also interesting. All right, but there are lots of people who were expecting that the NDC was going to come up with someone who was going to be a match for the vice president, Dr. Mahamudu Bawumia.
clearly, it doesn't appear as if Professor Jainan Opoku-Agyemang is that person.
So this is the question that infuriates the NDC. This hoisting of the record of Dr. Bawumia as the standard bearer of a sort when it comes to who and what a running mate and a vice presidential candidate should be. They say, well, he doesn't. You are giving him too much credit. But the truth and the facts say to us that indeed, Dr. Bawumia has really set the bar very high. But he's had 3 elections to build himself into this kind of person that we have. You cannot deny that Jainan Opoku-Agyemang will be locked in the same prison. Can she match Dr. Bawumia? It's a fundamental question I must ask. Because also look at what Dr. Bawumia did in the 2016 elections. He became the shield that prevented the NDC from directly aiming and targeting and scoring bullseye attacks on Nanado. He was the guy who was out there doing all the attacks while Nanado was campaigning. Now, that has proven to be a very effective strategy. Why? Because John Mahama will need the peace of mind to actually do the campaigning, because remember, he is the proper politician. He understands the ground game. He must do that ground game, right? Whilst he does that, can Jainan Opoku-Agyemang by herself also take the focus off John Mahama so John Mahama can do the ground game whilst she takes the blows? That will be a key thing to find. But even if you want to throw her into the grassroots, the campaign trail to go and campaign. Again, can she match up to Dr. Bawumia? And it's for no reason that Dr. Bawumia lost 2 elections with Nanado before he became the success of 2016. Will that be the story of Jainan Agyemang? Will she be a first-time hit with only 5 months to go to sell her? Those are big ifs.
All right, thank you very much, Evans Mensah. Evans Mensah is head of our political desk. I wish we could have continued the conversation because there's so much more I know that you have on your mind, but that's where we end.